There was one fight that Dana wasn't too impressed with.
Yeah.
And that was the Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns fight. And mainly it is due to Thompson's, or Wonderboy's, just his stylistic matchup with any fighter.
Yeah.
He's very fluid on the feet. He keeps you at a distance with that front leg, with a, either that front leg side kick, or he'll go for a hook kick, or he'll beat up your leg. And he's very tricky in terms of his height and his reach at welterweight. And Gilbert Burns, everyone actually, I'll be honest, everyone was for Stephen Thompson to win this fight. Everyone said this is a perfect matchup for Stephen Thompson. Gilbert's too small. His reach is too little compared to Thompson. Thompson's got that karate style, which is very hard to work out. And if it's across 3 rounds, Gilbert won't have enough time to work it out. And we said ourselves, Gilbert will win. Most likely by decision.
Yeah.
But if you can get him down, maybe get a submission or something like that. And that's exactly what happened. Won by unanimous decision, 29-28.
It wasn't really that exciting. Nothing happened in the first 2 minutes of the fight.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed because when I was watching Countdown, Gilbert Burns brought in a karate...
Raymond Daniels.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. He brought him in to help him get ready. So I thought maybe he might show him something on the feet, but it looked like he almost threw everything that he learnt with him out the window completely. There was barely any striking going on from Gilbert, and not even that, but when he was on the ground, when he was in his element, he didn't even look like he was doing much at all. He just held him, and he tried to push him up against the cage, or held him on the ground, and just delivered some strikes to him on the ground, or use his takedowns. And then, I don't know.
I thought it was very weird by the crowd, because the crowd often likes the stand-up fights.
Yeah.
And as of late, the last couple big UFC events, whenever they get started into wrestling and grappling, the crowd just boos and boos and boos, and Gilbert's just trying to put in the work. It was very similar to the Vettori fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the Vettori was probably doing a bit of stalling, and he kept going for the same double leg takedown that was never going to work, right? But it was a lot different with Gilbert. Gilbert was trying for all different ones. If he went for the double leg, couldn't get it, then he would hook around and try and go for a single leg takedown. Then when he went to the single leg, he was trying his hardest to get out of half guard and get into side control, but just couldn't. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of times whenever he got to mount, Thompson would have just enough space that he could sit up against the cage. Yeah. And then Gilbert would just be forced to do as much strikes as he could. He would often use his head as a little way to make space. So Mr. Gilbert, big fat neck, as he's called, big fat neck. Yeah. He would often use his head to nudge up and make space in between his opponent and just continue to tee off on him. But that first round was so slow. It was so slow. I think Gilbert edged it just because of control.
Yeah. It wasn't. And then he's screaming and celebrating after. I just felt like Gilbert just wanted to play it safe. You know what I mean? He didn't want to sacrifice his ranking. He's number 2. He's number 2 contender, number 1 Colby Covington, who, should hopefully be fighting Kamaru Usman at some point, maybe by the end of this year. What was it? Yeah, he didn't want to risk it to Stephen, because if he lost to Stephen, he might never get that title shot again. But I felt like I kind of wanted more for Stephen Thompson to win because he's 38, and he's beloved by the fans, and the people argue that he was robbed when it came to the time where Woodley fight, when the first fight, when they ended in a draw, which makes sense. So I understand. There was just a lot of inactivity. However, there was one point where I thought it was really starting to go when Stephen Thompson hit him with a spinning back kick. It was a very fluid spinning back kick as well, and he's starting to wobble a little bit, but then Gilbert sort of recovered a little bit from that. So
the spinning hook kick.
Spinning hook kick, yeah. And that was probably the most exciting part of the fight. But other than that, it was very...
Gilbert closed the distance a couple times.
Yeah.
And caught him with some right hooks and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you agree with those last kind of moments of the fight where he was trying to just hit him as much as he could when Thompson was up against the cage. And when it was slowed down, all right, so before it was slowed down, it looked like a lot of the shots were to the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then when it was slowed down a lot of them missed their target. A couple of them hit the back of the head, but a lot of them were hitting the back of Thompson's shoulders.
Yeah.
Things like that. And he basically was just trying to get as many strikes as he could just to
points.
the end. Yeah, and
They did that at the end of each round as well.
Yeah,
At the end of the second round, they were both punching each other in the face.
The only person to ever knock out Thompson in the UFC has been Anthony Pettis, who is kind of a blown-up lightweight, to be honest. Often, if you need to beat Thompson, you need to play his game, which is outpoint him. Be safe, let him be first, counter him, and win by points. And beat the shit out of his legs. And so he doesn't move around so much. And that's the game plan for everyone. And it's the most obvious game plan because Thompson makes it very difficult for you to fight him. He makes it very, very weird, and he makes you think about so much, even though he's not really threatening you with any takedowns or anything like that. I mean, Gilbert, he did the job. Won two of the rounds, maybe round 1 and round 3. I would maybe say Thompson gets the second round, but it was. I don't know. I even think maybe Gilbert. You could make the suggestion that even Gilbert won the second round as well. It was. It was an anticlimactic fight because I thought that the style that they had, it was just going to be Thompson's going to tee off as much as he can, and Gilbert is going to be forced to come in absolutely swinging and try and take Thompson's chin, and it just. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit different from Thompson's usual matchups, but that's just what happened. You know, either Thompson wins by decision or he loses by decision. It's been a long time since he's knocked out some opponents and things like that. So
he just didn't want to make that risk. He didn't want to take the risk, especially against Stephen Thompson.
It's a risky fight for anyone. That's why no one wants to take it. When Thompson calls out like Leon Edwards and Jorge Masvidal, they don't want to do it. I mean, Thompson's got a win over Jorge Masvidal.
And
so
it's a wild card.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah.
So going forwards, I think if Colby's going to be fighting Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards is just sitting there, I think either Gilbert has got to fight two people. He's either got to fight Leon Edwards or he's going to fight Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Masvidal was like who did you call out? Oh yeah, so that could be definitely fight Burns. But the thing is, Masvidal's dropped down obviously in the rankings.
It's number 7 in the ranking.
Yeah, and Leon Edwards, he just wants a title shot right now, and he doesn't want to have to keep proving himself.
I think he's going to wait.
Yeah,
that's what's frustrating because Leon has got the win streak.
Yeah,
but he's in the last. The fight fans have recency bias.
Yeah,
always. They always have recency bias. If Conor beat Dustin Poirier, they would be like, oh, he's always been brilliant. He's always been good. Yeah. But if Conor loses 1 or 2 fights, then he's like, oh shit, he's a clown. He sucks. Yeah. There's recency bias there. So when Leon has put on a really impressive win streak, he's beat RDA.
Yeah.
He's beat some incredible fighters, right? But he's been inactive for the last 2 years, no fault of his own, UK and COVID and all things like that, right? But the fight fans aren't super interested in it as a business.
Because of his performance against Diaz.
So Leon has to make himself relevant. He made himself a little bit relevant with the Bilal fight when he poked his eye. And then when he fought Nate Diaz, he beat Nate Diaz comfortably, but Diaz wasn't even ranked.
No.
And he might have had the opportunity to go straight to a title if he knocked out Diaz, which is a hard move himself, since I think the only person to do that of late has been Josh Thompson. So yeah, Leon's got to do something because he can't just wait around for the fight. Kamaru is going to fight Colby at some point.
Yeah,
Leon's got to fight
Masvidal probably.
He's got to either fight Masvidal or he's got to fight Gilbert. And I think Gilbert's the right move instead of
because if you think about it. It depends on what you want more. I feel like Leon versus Masvidal will sell more.
Yeah, I think it will. That's why I'm thinking Gilbert versus Masvidal would do better because whoever wins out of that fight can go straight to fighting a Kamaru or maybe a Leon, right? Since they're higher ranked. If Leon was to fight Jorge and Leon beats Jorge, does it really do that much for him?
No, it doesn't.
Probably not. He should probably fight Gilbert, who's actually on a win streak.
Yeah.
That way he's gone, okay, I've had genuine opponents. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it would be actually a fresh change for Kamaru, who I think he's looking for a fresh change.
Yeah.
Because now he's just lapping people. Now it's becoming rematches. And
Yeah.
And I'm getting the impression he's bored.
Well, that's the other thing, you know. Why they could go with a third option or just not have this Colby Covington rematch and just let Leon have his title shot. Because Colby Covington's...
He's on a one-fight win streak. He beat Tyron Woodley, but that was due to... It's TKO of Dr. Stoppage, to be fair. He's broke his rib.
Yeah.
But that's... You don't know if maybe Colby's body shots broke the rib, fractured it, and then during that takedown, Tyron's lifted up, arched it, and boom, and that's when it's fully broken.
Mm-hmm.
But that rib's always a funny one. But the thing is, like, he's only got a one-fight win streak. Yes, it was a super close fight.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have ended the way it did against Kamaru. But if we're looking how the fifth round went, I think Kamaru was still going to win.
Yeah.
It was close as fuck.
Yeah, it was close. It was. And he broke his jaw in like the second or first round.
Apparently, that report is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't break his jaw. A lot of people, he said, I think I broke my jaw.
Yeah.
And then all the media said, Colby's going to need time off because he's broken his jaw.
Yeah.
And then they used photos that were just off Google Images, not actual Colby's brain scan. Actual bone scans, you know?
There's definitely an argument for it considering how close the fight was. It was a very good standing fight.
It was the greatest welterweight fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, there you go. Because of the pace of Colby Covington, he doesn't hit hard. He hits a lot. A lot. If you need any more clarification, go watch his fight against Robbie Lawler, where I think he broke the record for most strikes ever thrown in a welterweight fight. I mean, that's crazy stuff. But for the time being,
who do you think Thompson should fight next? Because he's beat Vicente Luque, who's ranked below him.
And Vicente Luque is kind of a rising star at the moment. He's got a fight next week, against Michael Chiesa.
Yeah.
And
next week.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Not next week.
He's fighting on the hold on. Makachev.
It won't be on.
No. So he's on the the.
Is it 2 weeks time?
2 weeks time. Yes, he's on the. What the hell? Where did I see it? I'll find it. Hold on. No, he's fighting on 265, which is Cyril Gahn versus Derek Lewis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's fighting. Yeah, welterweight fight.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So if Vicente Luque and Marco Chiesa are kind of out of the way, let's say Marco Chiesa beats Vicente Luque.
Yeah.
Should he probably fight Thompson after that?
That wouldn't be a bad one.
It wouldn't be a bad one.
Be a bad one at all.
It's just a bit funny if Vicente Luque beats Marco Chiesa because Luque is a fucking killer. Do we really want to see him fight Thompson again since Thompson only fought him, his second last fight?
Mm-hmm.
His third last fight?
Yeah.
So maybe... Yeah, it just gets funny. Maybe a Bilal Muhammad or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. That'd be cool.
That would be better.
That would be a cool fight for sure.
It just kind of sucks for Thompson because he's 38 and this was meant to be his last run at the title. I feel like he's not going to kind of get... I don't think he's going to get it.
Is he that old? I thought he was like 36.
I'm pretty sure it was 38. Yeah. It's a bad position for him.
You're correct. 38, 38 this year. Yeah, that's rough for a welterweight. You can get by with that in maybe the lightweight division and light heavyweight division and the heavyweight division, but in a division where speed, endurability is really important,
Especially it's part of your style too.
Especially if it's part of your style. Look, he hasn't accumulated that much damage. That's the good thing about him because of his style. But when you're that old, your reaction time will slow down.
Yeah.
Against people that are much younger and fitter than you.
Yeah.